TouchMix 30 Pro signal processing sounds great, but maybe you'd like to do more, like use your favorite plugins at a live show. In this video, we're going to show you how to use external plugins with the TouchMix 30 Pro. A plugin is a software component that performs a specific signal processing function. Plugins that emulate the sound and look of beloved vintage compressors and equalizers are very common. There are also plugin versions of reverbs, tape saturators, mic preamps, and even guitar simulators, and just about anything else you can think of. Plugins need to run within a host application that's running on a computer. Usually this is a DAW, but there are also standalone applications made specifically to host plugins. Most DAW software includes a stock plugin library, but the most popular plugins are available from third-party suppliers. Because the TouchMix 30 Pro can function as a DAW audio interface through a USB connection to a Mac or Windows computer, you can use your favorite plugins live and in real time. The mixer's outputs to the DAW are taken directly after the input channel AD converters and are always sending a signal. Each input channel has a button labeled track that selects between the signal from the mixer's analog input and a signal coming back from the computer. Right now, my voice is running into the mixer, then being delivered out to the laptop where it's being processed. That processed signal is then returned to the mixer, all in real time. Here's how to set that up. Press the Record Play button on the TouchMix 30 Pro. Now press Record Mode and select Multitrack DAW. Connect the TouchMix 30 Pro to your computer using the USB-B port on the TouchMix 30 Pro. macOS uses Core Audio and is fully compatible with the TouchMix 30 Pro. Windows users will need a driver, which can be downloaded from our website for free. For the next part of the video, we're going to be working within a DAW. Now, every DAW is a little different, so what we're about to show you probably won't look the same as your DAW, but every DAW should at least provide access to these features and settings, which hopefully you're familiar with. Sound good? Alright, let's continue. Open the DAW and verify that it and the TouchMix are both set to the same sampling frequency. Every DAW is different, so specifics may vary. For this demonstration, we're using Reaper, but in general terms, here's what to do. Select the TouchMix 30 Pro as an audio connection for the DAW. Make sure that the mixer channels you want to process are enabled as inputs and outputs in the DAW. This process will vary from DAW to DAW, so make sure you are familiar with how to route audio within the DAW you are using. We have a document on our website that details how to set up a few different DAW software apps with TouchMix. Create a new audio track in the DAW and connect its input and output to the TouchMix channel that you want to process with a plugin. Insert the plugin into the track. On the TouchMix 30 Pro, select Track for the channel or channels being processed. Your plugin should be receiving, processing, and returning audio to the TouchMix channel. Toggle the mixer's track button to hear the channel with and without the plugin. There's one more thing to consider: latency. No matter how fast your computer is, it still takes some time for the plugin to do its processing. That means the channel with the plugin is going to be a few milliseconds behind the non-plugged-in channels. Depending on the source of the plugin, it may not really matter. If you are running a high number of channels or using plugins or applications that are more processor-intensive, the latency might become noticeable. The best way to overcome this is simply by lowering the I/O buffer size in your DAW or application. Most DAW software, as well as standalone applications for running plugins, will have an adjustable I/O buffer setting. By default, it is usually set to a relatively high number, and in a recording or mixdown environment, this is fine. In a live environment, a high I/O buffer could be problematic, as the higher the buffer size, the more latency will be perceived. By lowering the buffer size, you can minimize latency to a usable level for a live environment. Again, every DAW is different, so you might have to look up where this setting is for your specific DAW or application. If you are a Windows user, you'll need to adjust this in both the DAW or application and the Windows USB driver, which can be accessed by opening the TouchMix 30 Pro audio control panel. Be sure to set both to the same buffer size. Once this is up and running, using plugins can open a wide range of processing possibilities to enhance your mix. There are also applications available in which plugins can be used without a DAW. One of these is the Multirack by Waves. The Multirack is a standalone application by Waves that allows the user to run multiple instances of plugins across multiple channels, thereby simulating a physical hardware rack with different processors and effects in it. For users that have a particular set of plugins that they prefer to use, this is a very useful feature and utilizes very little in the way of CPU power when compared to the DAW method we spoke of previously. Another type of plugin that is growing in popularity are guitar amplifier simulators, essentially a virtual guitar amplifier. A lot of them do a pretty good job at emulating the sound of the real thing. Simply connect your guitar directly into the TouchMix, send and return your guitar channel to the DAW track running your amp simulator, and then out from the TouchMix to the speakers. The setup is no different than using any other plugin. A lot of emulators can even be run as independent applications and can run without a DAW, making setup even simpler. Most amp modelers accept MIDI commands as well, so you can set up a MIDI to USB foot switch and dial in all your different effects and patch changes. No need to lug around and set up that half stack anymore. This is a great feature for those who want the flexibility of using their favorite plugins, not only in a studio recording environment, but for live performances as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.